Well, we've had 2 oil changes so far since I bought the vehicle, and every 2 oil changes you do a fuel filter. So some of the, since 2011, and some of them have another canister that looks like a more traditional diesel fuel filter, and some of them have both, right? So this one, I only see this guy, so this is what gets changed. I just noticed today that the little rubber doohickeys aren't pulled through the frame, so it'll at least make this first part a little easier. Because this one comes with like foam, some foam stuff around it. Oh, there's no cap on that end. So I got a Molly, part number KL596, and a direct replacement for that one. Now, the only tool we need is that for the clamps, unless you have the actual tool for those clamps, which I might somewhere, I don't remember. Either way, they're usually pretty easy to move. We'll get on the tripod and I'll get a little more detail on one of the easiest jobs you can do on these. Okay, get some rags, because I don't know how much fuel actually spills out, right? Because this thing should be full of fuel. It's probably gonna make a horrible mess. I gotta imagine that this end's gonna make less of a mess than this end. I'm unsure, but I'm gonna take this one off first because it's closer to me. That clamp's all bent up. Probably from some jabroni using pliers like I am instead of the real tool, right? Okay, smaller pliers, maybe it won't slip off. They got a little bit of teeth on them. Not in the direction we need, but come on. Almost. Oh, there we go. Just past the nip. Okay, that one's close. See, this one doesn't look mangled. That's what the in frame. That's what the clamp's supposed to look like, right? Nice and flat on both sides, just pinches together. This one's been beat up quite a bit. I don't know if I have a spare, but we'll find out after I get it apart. Well, we should find out before so I can slip the new clamp on. See, that one starts out pretty good. It's a squeeze. But it doesn't slip off. It sits together nice and square. There we go. Now, both of these, I like to grab the hose with the pliers. You don't want to squeeze so tight that you tear it, right? But I like to make sure that it pivots so you know the plastic isn't, not plastic, but the rubber's not stuck on there. And they're pretty easy to slip off. So I'm gonna look and see if I have a clamp before we swap these. But essentially what I want to do is pop this off, switch the rubber. We don't need this foam. Switch the rubber pieces, slap it back as soon as possible. Have our arrows in the same direction. Should be pretty easy. I wonder if that just protects it in shipping. Well, I didn't see a clamp inside, so I'm not going to worry about it, but I'm thinking if I detach up here first, transfer stuff, this is kind of the highest point, so hopefully too much won't dribble out. Should probably wear gloves, but that's for next time. And let's go ahead and do this. Pop that off, pop this one on. Oh, nothing came out at all. Huh. Maybe it is because it's high up. So it feels significantly heavier than the other one, that's for sure. Rubber piece is off. Just gonna set that kind of to the side. Let's get our rubber on this. So we can readjust these, pinch it down after the hoses are done. I'm gonna make as little of a mess as I can. It'd be great if nothing drips out. I think that this canister is going to have a bunch in it, so move my finger over this end, angle it down. Anyway, nothing came out, but I can see right in the tip there's fuel, right? So if I had done that horizontal, fuel would have come out of this. You need to get it up in one of our drip pans. Okay, it's back in place. I think we'll do the nasty clamp first. That way we get to do the nice clamp last. And then we'll be doing this filter again in 20,000 miles, which is still before my warranty will be up, so it'll be worth getting another one of these clamps. And then there's actually a cat retrofit. You use a giant Caterpillar filter that's 1 micron. They're really good. It's all the Duratec guys do it, so it must be worth it. Hard clamps back. This clamp should be easy. Yeah, once the warranty's up and we're going to do the delete and all that, I think it'll be worth switching to that, to the big cat filter. Because then you don't have to change it every 20,000 miles. You can leave it in there for like 100,000 miles. So that's it. So, we won't be lazy like the last people were. We'll put our rubbers through, unless they are broken. Maybe they just fall right back out. But those you got to pull from the bottom, or they'll just never go in. So probably use these pliers. Oh no, that popped through. Pop. There's 4 of them. Pop. Yeah, you can feel it. Just kind of tap in there. The last one will be a pain. Squeeze it, push it. There you go. Nope, click. There we go. So, and we'll see if that stays put. Now, we just introduced a giant cylinder of air into our diesel system. The way these work is the pump actually pulls it through, right? And then the high pressure side is past here. And there's risk of damage if you suck a bunch of air into the high pressure side. Right now, that's isolated, so we can run the pump for about 30 seconds with the VAGCOM and get all the air out. Some other people have had luck cycling the ignition because it'll prime this every time you cycle it, but not for such a long period of time. So they'll cycle it multiple times. We may be able to hear that when I get in there, but with the road noise and whatnot, maybe we won't. So we'll find out. Okay, so let's see. If I just turn the ignition on, do we hear anything? Yeah. It might not be audible. I'll try to turn it up if I can, but I definitely did a small prime. Now it's going to hang out and be mad. Oh, why would you do that? Anyway, see if I can remember this from the memories. Should just be, there's a retake of how to prime the filter. For some reason it didn't record at the end of the thing there. So here, yep, control module, engine, then you pick output tests, then from this drop down you can pick fuel pump electronics. There's options right here on how to do it, right? So if you do on 30 seconds and you hit start, I'm not going to because I already did it, but if you hit start, it'll run. It'll have some text here. Eventually it'll say finished, timed out, and at that part you can hit, this will change to a stop, and you just hit stop and you can go back and it'll be all set. Everything will be primed. It'll start right up and you'll have no air in the system.